Right, Trinny, let's get started with some mobility onto your mat. And actually you're going to do the one where you have your right leg out to the side, but your left knee is on the ground, hands are on the ground. Take a deep breath in and reach up to the sky with your right hand. And then exhale, reach under your left arm. Inhale, rotate and reach. Exhale, reach under. And so you're going to get a nice little stretch through the inner thigh on that right side, but also the left side is keeping your lower back stable and you're stretching out the chest and bringing in a little bit of movement into the spine, which is what we want. Wake it up, get that synovial fluid running between those discs. And last one, place the hand down, bring your right knee back in, and now extend your left leg. Make sure the right hand stays on the ground. Take a deep breath in and reach your left arm up to the sky. But you want to keep the other hand on the ground. So you're kind of in a half cat dog, that's it, and then you reach under. Inhale, rotate, reach up to the sky, and exhale, reach under. Perfect. Go for another 3. Go for 2. 1 more. You're going to bring that leg back in, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and we flex and extend the spine. So you're really tucking that tailbone under, feeling the space between the shoulder blades, stretch out a little bit. And then you're going to extend, drawing the shoulders down, lifting the head a little bit. Good. And you've got 1 more in flexion, so when your back is rounded. 1 more in extension, chest push to the ground. Then come to neutral. Now here I want you to create a C curve with your spine. So you're going to bring your hips over to the left and look to the left. Then bring your hips over to the right, look to the right. It's like a slowed down version of a dog wagging its tail. So that now you're creating 2 C curves with the spine one way, and then the other way. Going for another 3, 2, 1 more, come back to the center. Now I want you to lift your right leg and place the foot down, then your left leg, so you're in a high plank position. So you're in a high plank. Now I want you to push the hips back into a downward dog, then come forwards into a high plank. So you go from downward dog to high plank. So we begin to get a little bit of stretch in the backs of the legs. So downward, that's it, and then high plank. And because you're just still waking up the body, you're not going to have a lot of flexibility here, but this is just getting things working. So pushing the chest towards the knees on that out breath. So you exhale, lift the hips, push the chest towards the knees. Inhale, come forwards into your high plank. Good, and exhale, push back. Try to keep the hips tucked in when you're in your high plank. Good, you've got 2 more. Set, upper mid back, round it out. Last one. Good. Come back into your high plank. And now walk your hands towards your feet, come up onto your feet. Good. I want you to grab your band, or your towel, or your dressing gown, belt. You're going to take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, you bring the arms behind the head. Keep the chin tucked in, and try to keep the ribs down, so you're not arching the back. So you're not compensating with your spine in order to get your arms up and over your head. And this is a really nice stretch for the chest, but it mobilizes the shoulders and activates the back a little bit too. Good, going for another 2 of those. Work with the breath. Inhale as the arms come forwards. Exhale to bring them behind your head. You've got 1 more. Fantastic, and stop. Okay, put that band down. And Trinny, can I just say, we did say on Monday that it was going to be more of an upper body focused workout.
Yeah,
we did. Do you want it to be full body today or still upper body?
I think it should be upper body. I mean, we said that, so let's really do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to exercise number 1. What we're going to do today is do a circuit, and we're going to work in 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off. Okay, just to keep it nice and fresh. So you're going to step to the end of your mat. You're going to do one roll down, walk your hands out into your high plank, bring your left foot forwards, reach up to the sky, hand down, foot back. Right foot forwards, reach, hand down, foot back, walk your hands back to your feet and roll up. So it's a combination. You're doing a plank walkout, do a dynamic lizard stretch. So we're getting in mobility, a bit of flexibility, and muscle activation all at the same time. Roll up, big reach. And again, you roll down, walk those hands out. Now gently, you will start to raise your heart rate here. But it's going to be a nice gradual crescendo, so to speak, of heart rate elevation. That's it. So you've got 25 seconds to go here. Walk those hands out. One foot forward, big reach. Good. Make sure that back leg is nice and straight. You push your hips towards the ground. Perfect. Then reach up to the sky. Have a nice big stretch. Roll down. Good. So you're working on scapular stability when you are walking your hands out into the plank. And you really challenge those triceps too. Last one. Walk your hands back to your feet. Roll all the way up. Have a rest for a second. Okay. Exercise number 2, you need your books. We are going to combine lower and upper body for this one. But just to get the legs working a little bit, you're going to have your books in your hands. I've just got a kettlebell here. And your feet just wider than hip distance. You're going to lower into your squat, drive up, press the books up above your head. I like this because you're really working the core, you're working the shoulders, and you're getting the legs working just a little bit. Inhale, you lower into that squat, and then exhale, you drive up, stack the shoulder, so the bicep ends up next to your ears. And remember, it's 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of recovery. Good, really nice, Trinny. Pushing those knees out to the sides as you come into your squat. Fantastic. And when you stand, you're squeezing the butt. You're really getting those glutes engaged.
I'll tell you, people commented on their bottoms hurting from Monday.
Oh,
The
really?
bands are so good. If anyone else hasn't got the bands yet, Monday morning with the bands was such a burner for the butt.
Oh, yes.
We must go buy them. We left some information on Monday's post about where to get them. So
last one, Trinny. You're going to stop there, put those foot down.
We'll do it every Monday.
Come over to your mat. You've still got a few seconds left to recover, so I'll show you the exercise in the meantime. You're in a high plank. You're going to bring your left elbow to your left knee. Foot back, right elbow to right knee. So this is called a Spider-Man plank.
So it's staying to the same knee.
Same knee. So from the front it would look like this. So you're bringing, that's it, perfect. 45 seconds. You're challenging the side of the stomach because you're going from, you're lifting a leg.
Sorry, I've got to get the door.
No worries, you go for it. If you're at home, you might be doing this for a little bit longer. So from the front, it looks like that knee coming to that same elbow. You're opening up the hip as much as you can. That way you're going to challenge the side of the stomach, challenge the shoulders, the chest, and the backs of the arms, those triceps. Keep it going. Make sure that upper mid back is lifted. Okay,
yeah, sorry. Okay.
okay, right. Let's finish this off. So you're making sure the foot is in the air, so it's a little bit more difficult for that upper body. And this is a nice exercise for the arms as well as the side of the stomach. Perfect. You're here for another 3, 2, 1. and stop. Come up onto your feet. Okay, right. Now we use the band. We're going to use this for a back extension exercise, and as I said at home, if you've got a towel, you can roll it up or fold it up so it's nice and long, or you can use your dressing gown belt. Right, so this one, you're going to be lying on your stomach. It is a back extension exercise. You're going to have your hands on the band. So either side of the band, you're going to lie down on your tummy. You reach your arms forwards. The hips are tucked in, so you're engaging the butt because it's going to help protect your lower back. You stretch your legs long, you lift your legs a little bit, then you're going to pull the band, the towel, or the dressing gown cord to your chest. And then you reach forwards. You lift, pull, towel or the band towards the chest. So you're lying on your stomach, and it comes just to the base of your throat. You're pulling your arms apart, so not behind the head, in front of the head, and just to the top of the chest or the collarbone area. That's it. And when you reach forwards, Trinny, you're really outstretching your body. You're stretching those arms long, and think about pulling the band apart, so you're getting an extra activation.
Am I getting down in between?
Sorry?
Am I getting down in between or staying up?
You are going down between, but I want you to reach your arms as far forward as possible. And make it a little slower so it's a more controlled and intense movement. You inhale to reach forwards, exhale to pull back, lift the chest, shoulders down. Good, and again, you lift, pull down, really opening up the chest. Fantastic. The more you pull the band apart, or whatever you have, even if it's a towel, the more you're going to get those muscles working through the back. It's a fantastic one. You've got one more. Stop, rest for a few seconds. Now you've got 30 seconds recovery here because I'm feeling generous today.
You don't need 30 seconds on this one. It's so little.
Sorry?
It's such a little exercise. You don't need 30 seconds.
Okay, but we're going back into the first exercise, which is the plank, the walkout with the lizard stretch. So you're going to start rolling down, walking your hands out. Then you bring that left foot forwards, reach up to the sky, hand down, foot back, right foot forwards, reach up to the sky with that right hand, hand down, foot back, walk your hands towards your feet, roll up, have a big stretch. Good, and you really want to push your hips towards the ground, so you feel the front of the hip, stretch out, and if you're tight around the outer thigh, maybe you're going to feel that more, or if it's the inner thigh that's quite tight, you're going to feel that a little bit more when you do this stretch. Good, make sure that back leg is super straight. Halfway through. Good, rolling all the way up, big reach. And roll down. Okay. Good, and switch. Perfect, bring that arm back a little more each time so you feel a deeper stretch. You've got one more, and then your 15 seconds rest. So you roll down, walk those hands out. Good, reach.
You take a longer rest for something that is very unbreathy than you do for something that's breathy. Ugh.
Okay, we don't, but by the time you've transitioned, walk your, that's it. So you're already into 5 seconds of rest. So I want you to grab your books, because you're going again in 5 seconds time. In 3, 2, 1. Books are in front of the chest, so you're going to squat, then drive up, come into that press. So 15 seconds, it sounds like a lot, Trinny, but actually, it's 15 seconds from the time you finish that exercise to when you start your next one, which is just
I think my point was, when we were doing the lying on the front, doing the back ones, you wanted to give us 30 seconds of exercise, something, 30 seconds of rest when we had hardly done any cardio. That's what I meant.
So this is more, that's more like a strength exercise, and if you're doing it properly, it's really powerful for your back. You really, really feel it. So we'll make it a little more intense next time.
Yeah,
I want you to do one more,
really
please.
feel it.
Last one. Press those books up. You're going to put the books down, and then you come into that Spider-Man plank. Okay, so your hands are under your shoulders. You're going to bring your left knee to your left elbow, foot back, right knee to right elbow, foot back. You keep switching from side to side. Spread your fingertips. Upper mid-back is lifted, so you're doming that upper mid-back. And if you want to work a little harder with this one, you hold the knee to the elbow for 2 seconds. And because it's superset with that last exercise, the press, it's really tough on those shoulders. Halfway through. Good, that's it, Trinny. You can do it. You've got just 15 seconds left. That's it. Make sure that belly button is slightly lifted towards the spine. Let's go for 3 more. Go for 2. Last one, and stop. Now you grab your band. We come into that extension exercise. So, Trinny, before we get into the extension, I'm just going to show you. You reach your arms as long as possible. When you're lying down on your stomach, you have your feet slightly lifted the whole time. You squeeze your butt as hard as you can the entire time. Then when you lift your chest, you pull the band apart as much as possible and put it right down to your collarbone, pulling the shoulders back, really squeezing the back muscles. Are you ready? So band in your hands, take a deep breath in, you reach forwards, and then exhale, you lift your chest, pull the band apart, squeeze those shoulder blades together and down your back as if you're sending the shoulder blades towards your back pockets. That's it. Pull, pull, pull right down towards that collarbone. That's it. Keep those feet slightly lifted. Keep the butt switched on. You want to maintain tension there. Reach your arms forwards between repetitions. So you're reaching them forwards. That's it. And then you pull back, elongate the neck. Nice. Go for another 3. 2, lift that chest a little more, reach forwards. You've got 1 more, really pull that band apart. Good, and now rest for a few seconds.
I have the very thick band that doesn't move, and lots of people have cords which won't stretch.
But that's actually that's a good thing. So I would normally do this with a thick band or even a towel because it's actually about tension rather than about flex in the band. So you can come up onto your feet, grab a sip of water, we're going into another round of exercises. Okay, so we're going to do a little combination now. You're going to do 6 mountain climbers to 1 push-up. So you go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then a push-up. Obviously, you can do the push-up on your knees and then come back into those mountain climbers or lower in a full push-up and then push up on your knees. But you've got 6 mountain climbers, 1 push-up for 60 seconds, okay? So this is where it starts to get a little more intense. Right, time starts now. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1 push up. Good, you can put your knees down to push. Good, and again. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1 push up. Now your back should be, your shoulders should be slightly forwards and you're pushing your upper mid back up towards the sky. And if you need a little rest for your neck between push-ups, you just lift your arms quickly with your chest on the ground. So you relieve the front of the body. Good, fantastic. You lower and push. Good, perfect. Trinny, make sure the hips are tucked in a little bit more, especially as you're lowering into that push-up. So you keep the core firing. Last one. and push. Good. Now is when you need your chair. So that one's quite tough because you're working the upper body isometrically, so that it's holding a contraction, but you bring that little bit of movement for the stomach. So now we're using the chair to do...
What are we doing on them?
Tricep dips. So hands are going to be towards, fingertips are forwards, hands are tucked into the side of the body, shoulders are set back, hips just off that chair. You lower and then push, using that upper body. The more lengthened out your legs are, the harder it's going to be, because you really have to lift your whole body weight with the backs of the arms. Good. And because you were just working the triceps but in a slightly different way, they're already a little bit fatigued, and so they're going to be working extra hard. So you should get a lot from this.
My chair's a bit
Slipping. Do you want to put it on the mat? If you put a bit of it on the mat, it should grip to the ground.
Yeah, I tried that before. It just doesn't because the mat's so stretchy.
Oh, yes, the stretchy mat. Okay. Go for another 3, the 2. Last one, and stop. Right, shake off those wrists, roll them around a couple of times, bring a little bit of movement back in, roll those shoulders back, come up onto your feet. You're going to grab your band and do some band revolutions. So you pull the band up and over your head. Have a nice big stretch to the chest. Good, keep those hips tucked in. And if you want, grab a sip of water, then you're back to the mountain climber combination. So it's the 6 mountain climbers to 1 push-up. And if you're at home and maybe that's a little intense for you, you can actually put your hands on your chair to do this. That's going to take some of that intensity away. Right, hands down on the ground, on your mat. Spread out the fingertips, lift the upper mid-back, hips are tucked, and then you come into the 6 mountain climbers, 1 push-up. Good, really nice. And you can go for that little arm lift if you need to release the front of the body. Good, perfect, Trinny. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, push up. And again. Take your time with it. If you need to rest for a little bit, you can do. Time under tension here, just how many you can do within that time. Good, hips tucked in. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1 push up, then you've got 1 more combination. Good, use the breath, exhale, push yourself up. Last one. Good, last push up. And press, rest for a few seconds, and then you're into your tricep dips. Okay, shaking out the wrists, and then just 30 seconds of tricep dips. Fingertips are turned forwards, shoulders are rolled back. The hips just off the edge of the chair. Timer has started. Good. Try to keep the shoulders back the whole time. It's quite difficult when you're doing this one. Good. Really using those arms to lower and lift your body weight, rather than just lifting the hips up and down. You have 4. Go for 3, 2, and last one. Nice. You can sit on the chair, shake off those wrists, roll them around a couple of times, roll those shoulders back. Good, and then we're going to go into one more round of exercises. You've only got 2 of those. So you're going to go into your last round after your band revolutions to release the shoulders, the stretch of the chest. If we keep including these, by the end of the session, you should have created a little bit more space in those shoulders. Try to tuck the hips in when you pull the band behind the head. It just prevents too much arching of the spine. Good, last one. And stop there. Okay, you're going to put that band down and you're going to grab your books. You're going to come into that split kneeling wood chop. We're going to move the body in a bit of a rotation. You're going to have your left knee on the ground or on your mat. Fold your mat over to make it more cushioned for your knee. And your right foot forwards. Book in your hands or books in your hands. Now here you want to set yourself up. Squeeze your right buttock, hips are tucked, shoulders are down, belly button pulled in slightly. You're going to inhale, bring the book to the hip, exhale, lift it up towards the corner of the room. So you're lifting it up, stomach is nice and tight, it's a really fantastic one for the obliques, to the side of the stomach. It's really great for strengthening your entire core. And you're lifting those arms, so you're working on the shoulders as well. Summer dress exercise, this one, Trinny.
What?
A good summer dress exercise.
Good. I have a leopard dress I'm obsessed with sequins, and it was too small. So I don't think I could fit in even if I did these 100 times.
You never know. I think the power of positive thinking, you can do it. You will be able to fit
No, I just, if you followed my stories, you could see me with Lila trying to get me into it. So I have actually I'm trying now, searching the internet for a cheaper, bigger size.
Okay, switch sides now. Take a deep breath in, exhale, lift, pull it across the body. Make sure everything is nice and tight here. Everything is really working. You're not letting anything relax. And then you're going to be...
It's really hurting my shoulder.
Get rid of one of the books. So you're just doing using one book. That's it.
It's just my shoulder's getting a bit, like, overworked.
Okay.
I do have that.
Right. You've got 2 more. And then you've got an ab exercise. Last one. Stop. Okay. Lying down on your mat, Trinny. So you're going to lie down. Shoulders are back and nice and relaxed. Hands next to your hips. Hips tucked in. Actually, Trinny, if you want, you can use your long foam roller, and everyone else can do just the toe taps, because your body.
I can show them how good it is.
Yes.
Okay, this is not expensive either. It's a foam roller. Get on Amazon. It's like, made of polystyrene. If they charge you 20 quid, 30
Not
quid.
even.
Yeah,
They are
incredible. What?
They're incredible because you can stretch out your chest on them. You can use them for foam rolling.
A stiff neck or a stiff leg, you put your whole spine on it, and also it makes you balance more, so when you're doing stomach exercise you do them better. Okay, now what are we doing?
Right, you're going to tuck your hips in. I want to have your hands on the ground just to keep you stable for now. Now you're going to, one at a time, bring your legs into tabletop. That's it. Now inhale, tap your right toes on the ground. Exhale, lift. Inhale, left toes. Exhale, lift. Now if you're at home and you're doing this without a foam roller, it's still a very effective exercise for those lower abdominals, and you're working one side at a time. So it's good for stabilizing and bringing it in muscular balance. Now, if you want to really challenge yourself, you can see if you can lift one or both of your hands off the ground. Then you have to use those deep core muscles, because you will need to keep yourself stable. So your body has to work out how to do that.
I'm also on the mat, so it's just making...
Okay, so it's a bit spongy, which isn't so good. You're here for another 20 seconds. That's it, and this is a great one for building up the lower abdominals. If you find that exercises go into your lower back a lot, or you find that if you're in a plank and you just can't quite hold it, it's often because your lower abdominals are not quite strong enough. So it's really fantastic for strengthening those. Go for one more on each side. Last one. And stop. Okay. You can come off that foam roller. It's one of those days, Trinny. And
no, I've been at it, but I'm just like, I've reached it. What time is it, Nat?
It's 8:34, so we've actually just got a couple. I was going to do that whole round again, but if your shoulder's not feeling good, we could go into stretches now.
Do you mind, everybody? I just like, because my shoulder would twinge.
Yeah, if you're tired as well, your muscles aren't recovering quickly.
It's a quickie, it's a quickie.
If you have your band to hand, use that because you're going to get a better stretch. You're going to lie down on your mat, put your right foot in the band and just bring your hands down so you can hold this stretch without any straining of your neck at all. If you've got a towel or even your dressing gown cord at home, you can use it to do the same. Then you bend your knee towards your chest without bringing your heel down. So it's just towards your chest and then extend back up to the sky. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Perfect, going for another 3. That's it, go for 2. Then I want you to extend and hold and relax in that stretch. Don't pull too hard, just enough to feel you're getting a very gentle stretch. Let your shoulders relax down towards the ground and your whole of your body is just sinking into your mat. Now what I want you to do is keep the band in your left hand. So the band is in your left hand, keeping both of your hips firmly on the ground. I want you to pull the leg across the body a little bit and towards the opposite shoulder. Now here you're going to feel more of an intense stretch, maybe through the side of the leg or maybe through the back of the leg. It depends on where you are feeling tight. Good. Pull the foot a little more towards that left shoulder. Holding for another 6. The 3, 2, 1, back to the center. Okay, you're going to switch to do the same stretch on the other side. So take your, we can go into an inner thigh stretch afterwards. You're going to take your other leg, your other foot, place it in the band, right foot on the ground, good. And bend and extend that left leg now. So you inhale, bend the knee towards your chest, and then exhale, extend, pushing your heel up. And because you've got the band there, you're going to get a nice deep stretch through the calves as well. Trinny, it sounds like you need to have a few days off, a rest.
I know, but kind of like, I need to plan it like a month in advance because at the moment there's so much, every day, and I couldn't just suddenly say, let me take 3 days off.
No. Well, this is my homework for you. You're going to have a rest in a month. Take a few days off.
Yeah.
Let your body recover, then you'll come back with energy and you feel fantastic.
Yeah, even if I'm not going away, I just need to book it in. So it's
yes. Extend that leg. You're going to hold the band in your right hand, pull the leg across towards your right shoulder now. So you feel that your hips are nice and heavy on the ground, they don't shift. It's just a little movement across the body. Good, taking some really deep breaths there. Lift the leg up towards your torso just a little bit more. That's it. Holding for another 4, 2, and 1. Back to the center. You're going to take the band off your foot, and I want you to come into a happy baby pose. So you're going to lift your legs, have your elbows on the inside of your knees, and your hands on the outside of your feet. You're going to pull your feet apart. If you want, you can bring your feet towards each other in a butterfly stretch if this is quite a difficult stretch. But if your feet are apart, you're going to get more of a stretch for the inner thighs and you're elongating that lower back. Holding for another 5. Good. Hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Bring your legs down and you're going to cross your right leg over your left leg. Arms in that 90-degree position. So your legs are completely crossed over. And then you bring your legs to the left. So right leg over your left, lower your legs to the left, look to your right. Then place your left hand on your right knee. And taking some really deep breaths. Holding for another 10 seconds. Holding for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the legs back to the center, and you're going to switch to do the same on the other side. Arms out in that cactus position at 90 degrees. And again, getting that rotation so you're looking to the opposite hand. And this is your opportunity to breathe, to really take in some nice deep breaths. Fill your lungs as you exhale, just sink into the mat. Let all of your tension go. Good. Now you're going to lie on your back and have a really big stretch. I want you to reach your arms above your head, reach your legs long. Perfect. Now bring those arms down. I want you to bend your knees. You're going to turn over, do the cat dog stretch. Deep breath in, flex. Exhale, extend. Good. And you go for one more. And I think we just do some neck stretches and then the session is complete. So you can sit on your little step, that's it. Flex your hands. And then make sure the shoulders are back. Tilt your left ear to your left shoulder, keeping your right shoulder pinned down. Then you can take your left hand and place it on the right side of your head. Just the other way, Trinny, that's it. Come back to the center very slowly. You can just switch to do the same on the other side. And you're not pulling with your hand, you're literally just using the weight of your arm to gently enhance that stretch. And again, taking in some deep breaths, holding for 3, 2, and 1. Come back to the center, you're going to pin the front of your chest down. And we're just going to go for that nice stretch for the front of the neck, looking up towards the corner of the room. And then let's switch to do the same on the other side by bringing your head down and then up to the opposite corner. back to the center, roll those shoulders back a couple of times. Trinny, you did it.
We did it. Brilliant, Natalie. Thank you so much.